Wife texts her husband on a cold winter morning. Windows are frozen, won't open. Husband replies, gently pour some lukewarm water over them and tap the edges with a hammer. 10 minutes later, the wife texts back, computer's completely messed up now. ... Little Johnny showed up late for school, and the teacher asked why. I ran into a man who lost his wallet on the street, Johnny explained. Oh, how kind of you. You were helping him look for it? The teacher said with a smile. Not exactly, Johnny replied. I had to keep standing on it until he gave up and left. Rende. Mickey stops Paddy in Dublin and asks for the quickest way to Cork. Paddy says, Are you on foot or in the car? Mickey says, In the car. Paddy says, That's the quickest way. 3 dots. Little Johnny is in the 2nd grade. Every morning, Johnny's teacher plays a guessing game with the class to help build critical thinking skills. The teacher has a secret item in a brown paper bag. She describes it to the class, and the first student to guess it correctly gets a prize. Okay, class, says the teacher. Today's secret item is smooth and round. It has a stem at the top, and it's red. Johnny tries to answer, but another student is called upon. An apple, shouts the student. No, it's a tomato, but I like the way you're thinking. Again she asked, What is in your pants that you have, but I do not have? Johnny wondered why she would ask such a question. The teacher replied, Pockets. This goes on for days. Johnny knows the answers, but never gets picked. The student who gets to guess gets it wrong. But the teacher likes the way they're thinking. Johnny has had enough. Friday morning, before their little quiz starts, he stands up at his desk. Hold on, miss. I've got a secret item for you to guess today. He reaches down into his front pocket, feeling around a bit. Okay, it's hard and round, and it's got a head on it, says Johnny. The teacher is appalled. Little Johnny, that's inappropriate. Johnny smirks. Nope, it's a quarter, but I like the way you're thinking. Nanga. One night, the 96-year-old runs a bath, puts one foot in, then suddenly stops. He yells downstairs, Was I getting in or out of the tub? The 94-year-old hears him and shouts back, I don't know. I'll come up and check. He starts climbing the stairs, but pauses halfway. Then he yells, Wait, was I going up or coming down? Their 92-year-old brother is sitting at the kitchen table, sipping his coffee and shaking his head. Man, I sure hope I never get that forgetful. He knocks on wood for good luck. Then he yells, I'll come help you both. Right after I see who's at the door. Punch. Beneath a dusky Alberta sky, a man in a gleaming new Mercedes purred along the Yellowhead Highway, the wind tousling his hair as the engine roared like a contented lion. This is living, he mused, foot pressing harder. The speedometer leapt, 80, 90, 110, until the world blurred into streaks of evergreen and asphalt. Then, crimson and cobalt lights flashed in his mirror. A Mountie? In this tin can cruiser? He smirked, unleashing the Mercedes' full fury. 120 miles per hour. Yet the lights clung like a stubborn shadow. Reality hit faster than the car's acceleration. What am I? Insane. He eased onto the shoulder, heart drumming as the officer approached. Stetson tilted, expression weary. License, the Mountie sighed, scanning the car. Rough shift, last stop. Give me an excuse I haven't heard, and you're free. The man swallowed. Last week, my wife left me for a cop. A beat. Thought you were trying to return her. The Mountie froze. Then a snort escaped him. Sir, he said, tossing back the license. That's a first. With a tip of his hat, he added, drive slower. Some of us have X's to avoid too. The Mercedes crept away. Lesson learned. horsepower's no match for wit. Or a Mounties laugh. Ara, a high-profile, big-ego attorney from the city, was representing the railroad in a case filed by an old rancher. The rancher's prized bull had gone missing, and the rancher claimed that the noise from the train had scared the bull off. The rancher was suing the railroad for what he believed the bull was worth. When they arrived at the courthouse, the slick railroad lawyer saw an opportunity to settle and approached the old rancher before the trial began. After some quick talking, the old rancher agreed to settle for half of what he had been asking. Once the release was signed, the lawyer, feeling smug, couldn't resist bragging. "Well, I sure pulled one over on you. I never could have won this case. The engineer was asleep and the fireman was in the caboose when the train went through. I didn't have a single witness to put on the stand. I was bluffing." The old rancher just yawned and replied, "Well, I'll tell you, Slick. I was worried about losing the case too. That old bull came home this morning." Two older gentlemen, Fred and Sam, went to see a movie. Merely minutes into the movie, Sam heard Fred rustling around. It appeared that he was reaching under all of the seats. "What on earth are you doing, Fred?" asked Sam. Fred indignantly responded, "I had a caramel in my mouth and it dropped out. I'm trying to find it." Annoyed, Sam told him not to worry about it. They could get him another caramel later since that one was ruined by now. "But I've got to," said Fred, exasperated. "My teeth are in it." Yet to two spinster sisters, Gladys and Betty, were chatting one Friday night. Suddenly, Gladys announced, "Betty, I'm tired of this boring life. I'm going out tonight to shake things up." Betty, ever the cautious one, replied, "Fine, but you'd better be back by 10, or I'll worry." 10 o'clock passed, then 11 o'clock at midnight. Finally, just after 1 a.m., the front door burst open and in rushed Gladys, heading straight to the bathroom. Concerned, Betty knocked on the door. "Gladys, are you okay in there?" No response. So Betty peeked inside to find Gladys sitting with a perplexed look on her face. "Gladys," Betty gasped. "What's going on?" Still puzzled, Gladys replied, "Betty, let's just say it was an interesting night, and I think I need to rethink my life choices." 9. It was Christmas light day, and Bob was determined to outshine his neighbors. Armed with tangled lights, he climbed the ladder, grumbling about holiday spirit. Halfway up, his wife shouted, "Bob, the plug's not long enough." "Don't worry," he yelled, stretching the cord like a superhero. The lights blinked, then sparked. Bob tumbled into the bushes, tangled in blinking lights like a human Christmas tree. His wife laughed, snapping a photo. "Well, Bob, you do light up my life." The neighbors, they applauded his live decoration. But a lost dog wanders into a jungle. Spotting him, a lion thinks, looks tasty. Never seen one of these before, and charges at him. Panicking, the dog spots some bones nearby. Thinking fast, he shouts, that lion meat hit the spot. Sure hope there's another around." Hearing this, the lion skids to a halt. "What the? This guy eats lions." He bolts in the opposite direction. A monkey, watching from a tree, decides to snitch for some favor from the lion. He spills the truth, and the furious lion growls, "Hop on my back. Let's settle this." As they approach, the dog spots them and yells, "Where's that lazy monkey? I told him to bring me another lion an hour ago." But Inondra, the husband, was drifting off to sleep when his wife, feeling romantic, nudged him gently. "You used to hold my hand when we were dating," she said softly. Sighing, he reached out, held her hand briefly, then turned back over. Moments later, she whispered, "You used to kiss me too." Grumbling, He leaned over, gave her a quick kiss, and closed his eyes again. Not long after, she teased, "And you used to nibble my neck." With an exasperated groan, he threw off the covers and got up. "Where are you going?" she asked, puzzled. "To find my dentures," he shot back. But little Johnny woke up in the middle of the night and went to the bathroom. On his way back to bed, he passed by his parents' room and noticed the covers moving up and down. Curious, he called out, "Hey Dad, what are you doing?" His dad replied, "Playing cards." Still curious, little Johnny asked, "Who's your partner?" His dad answered, "Your mom." Satisfied, Johnny continued down the hall and past his older sister's room. Once again, he noticed the covers bouncing. "Hey sis, what are you doing?" he asked. She replied, "Playing cards." "Who's your partner?" Johnny asked. "My boyfriend," she answered. A little while later, Johnny's dad got up to use the bathroom. As he passed by little Johnny's room, he noticed the covers moving there too. "Johnny, what are you doing?" his dad asked. "Playing cards," Johnny replied. His dad chuckled and asked, "Really? Who's your partner?" Little Johnny grinned and said,